Welcome to Jazz Guitar Weekly. Free jazz guitar lessons every single Monday to give you quick tips that'll help improve your playing right away. Sign up at www.jazzguitarguide.com/email. This week's chord of the week is a G7 sharp 5 flat 9 chord. So this one we're building without the root. So I'm picturing my root right here, and that's how I know where to put my chord. But this one's built with a flat 7, a third, so these are your guide tones, the essential part of the chord. And then we have the sharp 5 and the flat 9. Okay, now there's a couple of ways to play this. I like to put my pointer finger on the flat 7 and then bar with my middle finger the third sharp 5 and flat 9. Now I've also had students that preferred to leave the middle finger out and play the bar with their ring finger. That's perfectly fine. And you can also grab this with one finger per note. So pointer finger on the flat 7, middle on the 3rd, ring on the sharp 5th, pinky on the flat 9. Any of these options is acceptable. This is faster and works for me. I did this for a long time as well. Just find what works best for you in your hand. Okay, so moving this around, I'm picturing this on the 6th string. So right here we've got a G7 sharp 5 flat 9. We could have a B flat, 7 sharp 5 flat 9, C 7 sharp 5 flat 9. So anywhere, as long as you know the note on this string, you've got the chord. Back to G. So learning those notes on the 6th string is going to be really important for you to be able to put this in whatever key you need at any given moment. So in a 2-5-1 progression, I put together a nice one. So this is a D minor 9 without the root. There's the sound we're going for if the root was in there. Leading to the G7 sharp 5 flat 9, leading to the C major 9. Okay, so this, I'm picturing the root either on the 2nd string or on the, we could picture it right here on the 5th string. In this bar, I'm barring with the ring finger. So one nice finger pattern option for this is a bar with that ring finger, bar with that middle finger, go into your C major 9 shape. If you want to do this with one finger on each note, it works really well. Lower all 3 of those, go to the bar. We get is this, obviously one part of the chord stays the same and 3 pieces of the chord move down in the same direction by half step, and then from the next step this note stays put, this note lowers a half step, and these 2 lower a half step. So it's a really interesting set of shapes when you look at which chords move and which chords don't, which notes move and which notes don't. To solo over this, we've got a cell that we're going to be using that is a little bit of an arpeggio, but not quite all the way. We've got our root, a couple places. We've got root, flat 9 and sharp 9. We've got the sharp 5, 3, again sharp 9, flat 9, root. Okay, and the interesting part about this, we don't end up with a flat 7 at all, but we have the third, and we have the root, and then we have some colors. Right, so we get the gist of the chord, and it's going to address all the points that make that G7 sharp 5 flat 9 interesting. So for a line on this, I have us actually starting on the sharp 9, the flat 9, root, 5, 3, flat 9, sharp 9, flat 9, root, and then going back up to the flat 9, skipping the sharp 9 this time, third, sharp 5, root, flat 9, sharp 9, root. And now this is a good way to practice this, and it's also a series of 2 different licks that I definitely have used out of this cell. Like that's a descending pattern that I use frequently, and then also is one that I use. So we're practicing this group of notes and getting 2 licks out of the bargain. Okay, so playing this with a 2-5 line, 2-5-1 line, right? Covering the D minor 7. So we've got this little bit. And so we've got the root going down to the 6th to really highlight kind of the Dorian aspect of this. 7, root, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5 is a really common pattern to use as well. From here, I'm going up to the sharp 9 of the G7, flat 9, root, 5, 3, sharp 9, flat 9. This should be very familiar. And then instead of the root, I'm playing an F sharp here. Or we could call it a G flat. It doesn't really matter at this point. But what that is a half-step approach to the 5th of the C major 9 chord. Right, which sets us up going down to the 3rd, back up to the 5th, 7th, root, 3, 5, 9. Right, ending on the 9's a nice little bit of color. So we have this. Nice little 2-5-1 line that covers a good amount of the Dorian that we covered last week. The pattern from this week. A little bebop entry into the 1 chord. Okay, play around with this and we will catch you at the next lesson.